Hi guys, it's rather sunny here at the moment, although we had a very deep frost this morning. I'm not sure what the temperature was, but it was very deep frost. Everything was pretty solid outside, but it was all pretty much gone by sort of 11 o'clock-ish. What time is it now? Just coming at 1 o'clock. Yeah, had quite a good lie-in today. Bit late to sleep last night. Sleep's not something I come by easily at the minute. I'm not feeling tired and what have you. But yeah, it's nice today anyway. So anyway, what have you lot been doing with your week? I know Robert Cooper's been showing off some footage from his new camera, his new sports camera. He's been running that on his as a dash cam, and it gives some good footage actually. Really quite nice. It's not so brilliant on the audio, but you know, at the end of the day, it's a sports camera. You know, people expect really good audio from sports cams, and the thing is, they're designed for the footage. You know, they're designed to give you the footage. Most sports videos usually get the audio detached and, you know, the soundtrack added to them. So, you know, but when he had it in the right case, because I think he had it in an outer housing or something at first, and obviously the audio from that was not good at all. But it picked up much better once he changed the housing. So. Yeah, but it's all right, and the audio's, you know, it's okay. You can hear him and everything. So, but yeah, you should check him out anyway. Go and give his channel some love. I know he hasn't got a lot of subscribers or anything like that, although I don't think he's that worried about it. But it's worth going and having a look at the footage. And I'm sure later on this year we will get some footage from the Alps, because he likes his snowboarding. So. That'll be, I'm looking forward to seeing that actually. So, yeah, it's, see, the selfie sticks have been getting a bit of a slating again. People seem to like hating on those. They're a bit of fun. Yeah, maybe people do overuse them a little bit sometimes. But I actually quite like mine. I don't use it a lot, but you know, I quite like it. I've got this video that I'm still sort of planning on doing, and it's for the tech channel, but it's for this item that basically doesn't have a name. It just has basically its code, its part number is its name. It's more like an add-on that you would buy, and it sort of sits in a strange area of the market really. It can be used for a few different things, but it's, I don't know, and I've been sort of semi-planning the video for a while and then keep putting it off, and I bought it at the same time as buying my camcorder, so, you know, I'm just sort of not quite sure where it sort of sits. I mean, it's not something I'll use a lot, but I actually bought it. It was actually a bit of an impulse buy, to be honest. I did actually buy it on a bit of an impulse, and that's purely because I knew it wasn't going to happen again. But basically, it had taken a massive hit in price, and originally it could only be bought in Japan, and they obviously didn't sell many of them and spread it out across the world. And I was able to pick one up at a very low price, and I thought, well, it's not going to hit that price again, so I'll get it now. Probably wouldn't normally buy it. Well, I wouldn't buy it at its normal selling price. Definitely not. I mean, it's pretty much half its price. My daughter's turned up. I'm just back past her car, so anyway, I better go in and think about getting started on making tea. I'm only having chicken and chips, so nothing fancy. The wife's not well, so a bit of comfort food for her. She likes chicken and chips with some gravy. So anyway, I'll catch you in a bit, guys.
I see dead people.
So here I am using the selfie stick now. Now, I noticed something about this one now. You know, I've been reviewing some MPOW products recently. Had a bit of a working relationship with them, and they were supplying me with some bits and pieces and that. And you know, it's great stuff. There's especially the Bluetooth, because the auto connection feature. Once you've made that first connection, they're just brilliant. They just connect. They're using like the latest sort of Bluetooth chipsets. And what I noticed was they do a selfie stick, and it's their branding, MPOW. Now when you look at the pictures, it looks very similar to this one. In fact, it looks pretty much the same. So I sort of had a look, and I mean, I can't show you right now, but the bit that alters the angle of the phone just underneath here is it's like flipped over on the MPOW version. When you look at the photographs of it now, that could just be a flopped photograph, you know. It happens. But what I noticed was this one is branded iPow, but it comes up in your Bluetooth list as KJ Star. So obviously they're all being made in the same factory and then just branded up by other people and sent out. But it just you know, it just shows you how this sort of stuff works. You know, if I could buy enough units off this factory, I could get Bob Loves Tech printed on them and flog them out around the world. You know, so it shows you how it all, you know, the whole system sort of works. Like, you know, it's just interesting when you see stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I don't use it a great deal. They've got the uses. I think people do look a bit daft wandering around in public. You know, sometimes you walk downtown and you'll see like several people walking around with them taking selfies, and you know, I suppose if you're on holiday somewhere really impressive, you know, I don't know, say you were in, I don't know, even if you were just like in London and you were on the banks of the Thames, and say you got like Westminster and all that sort of stuff behind you, you know, across the river, you know, and you wanted to get a good picture of you in front of all that, then, you know, they are great for that sort of thing. You know, and it means that you don't have to hand another tourist your very expensive bit of kit, you know, that they could technically just do a runner with. So from that point of view, they are good, you know. If you were to put something heavy on this, you'd struggle to sort of, you know, because even this, I mean, this has got, I mean, this actually opens up to about 3.5 foot long. I think this one is actually very long. And, you know, you can feel it starting to fatigue after a bit, even with the iPhone 6 Plus in, you know, because my brother was messing about with one last night. It's not his, it was his daughter's. He found it at home, and he was home alone. It was his wife's night out, and he was home alone looking after the kids, like. And he, don't know what that was. What was it he did? He was just taking really silly photographs of himself and posting them on Facebook, and everybody was taking the mickey sort of thing. And I said, this was over Christmas, and he didn't know that I'd got one. I told him I'd got one, and you know, he said, "Oh, you sad git," sort of thing, you know. But I made it, just as a joke, I said to him, "Oh, mine's starting to bend." And he said, "You need to get yourself a smaller bloody phone then." Because he got the iPhone 6, you see, and I went for the 6 Plus. So, you know, which I actually, I mean, I love the 6 Plus. It's, like I say, it's, I've said before, I mean, I've never really bothered doing a review for it or anything like that. But my thoughts are, I absolutely love it. I mean, it is a great device. It's, we're getting a nice red glow on the clouds over there. But yeah, it's got one thing. It's got one thing that really goes for it, and one thing that really sort of like is a pain in the ass. and it just so happens that both those things are the same thing, and that's the size. You know, the screen size is amazing. It's fantastic for gaming, your emails. It's just so much easier to use. And then of course the pain in the arse is as soon as you turn it off and want to put it in your pocket, then you know, so it's a matter of the trade-off, isn't it? It's there's always a trade-off with something, you know, and it's up to you how you put up with it at the end of the day. So anyway, I'm sort of cooking tea at the minute. I've got my chickens in. They've been in about an hour now. I've got a couple of small chickens in. I'm just having, like I said, just chicken and chips. I've got the chips all ready, and I'm going to turn them on and start frying them very soon. I've got about another, because I mean, most people will be warming their tea up anyway. I've got about another hour sort of thing. So what I'll do is probably turn the chip fryer on and I'll start doing some of the chips sort of thing. But Mrs. has gone to sleep. She's not in a good way at the minute. She's because of all the medications that she's on from a disability and what have you, the medications have actually rotted all her teeth at the gum line, and she's had to have them all extracted. Before they snapped off, they were starting to snap off basically, and before they all snapped off, she's had to have them removed. I really feel for her at the minute. I mean, it's one of man's sort of last primal fears, you know, your teeth being removed. I think it's quite a primal sort of fear, and it's something that she always did fear. So I really do feel for her. So of course I've been having to do her food in special ways. You know, she's mainly been having soup, soft foods, like her chips. I'll have to make sure that I put them in the oven afterwards so they soften up in the juice. What I have in the chicken, I'll be dicing that up tight and putting some gravy on it. So, but she's coping with it very well actually. Better than she thinks she is. So, I mean, she has got false teeth, but obviously she can't use them in a minute because it's only just been done within the last couple of days or so. So, you know, she can't put them in until she starts feeling comfortable enough to use them. You know, I mean, she's got a load of stitches in there at the minute as well, of course. But anyway, she'll get through it. She's a strong woman. So, anyway, I'm going to get off now, guys. It's not been the most eventful of weekends, other than me being busy as usual, running around after other folk and what have you. So, yeah, that's it. I'm going to get back to this anyway, guys. So, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all in the next one. Alright, take care, guys. See you.